One thing we love doing is shouting out people who are creating change and doing good in the community.
Exactly, kind of like Shirley Chisholm herself. Well, our next guest certainly embodies that sentiment, and how could she not? Her name is Sunshine. After all, Sunshine Foss is the owner of Happy Cork, a wine and spirits shop in Bed-Stuy.
She stocks her shelves with brands that are Black-owned, women-owned, and minority-owned, shining a spotlight on underappreciated groups that in the industry. That's very white and very male.
Underappreciated and underrepresented. So
Absolutely.
Sunshine's commitment to good has found her fans from stars like John Legend, Issa Rae, Mary J. Blige.
Queen.
Nobody big, just those three people.
Yeah, just those three.
they just pop in.
If those are the only three, you still be doing something
She'd still
great.
be doing something big. Sunshine joins us live this morning. Hello and welcome to New York Living.
Thank you for having me. And it's the first day of Black History.
It was like we did it by design.
Right?
And
But it wasn't. So that worked out
It was
perfectly.
the synchronicity. You guys have the Brooklyn parts
Yeah.
That's right.
in common. So give us a little bit of the origin story of Happy Cork. Also, another fantastic name, Happy
Thank
Cork.
you. Thank you. So Happy Cork was founded, we started in 2019. I think a lot of people go into the wine and spirits industry with like, this is my goal, this is what I want to do. I happen to like fall upon it. But it was a beautiful thing because what we've created is like no other. We have the largest assortment of Black-owned and minority-owned wines and spirits in the country, well, in the world, under one
Wow.
roof. So it's definitely a huge accomplishment. And now here we are, almost 5 years later,
Wow.
doing amazing things.
What brought you to the wine and spirits industry?
So we actually purchased the building, my husband and I, in like 2016. At the time, there was a liquor store there. But by the time that they left, and no one wanted to rent the space, for literally 2 years, I had the space available. But again, we're on a side street. We're on a street that nobody kind of walks down. We didn't have houses, that many houses around us. So at the time, it was pretty hard. However, I was like, okay, by 2018, if it's not rented, I got to do something. 2018 came and I was like, I gotta do something. And then that was the birth of Happy Cork.
Of all the things.
Of all the things, but I already knew that it was deemed for a liquor store in that area, which is hard in New York to even like find a space that will be okay for a liquor store. You can't be next to a school or a church. So we knew it was gonna be okay for a liquor store to be there, but I wanted something pretty. I didn't want your typical liquor store.
Something pretty.
Something
I like that.
pretty.
I like that. So you launched in 2019 and then the pandemic hit. So how did you survive? And not only that, you thrived.
So the pandemic actually did something for us like no other. So people were home, but we were deemed essential. So because of that, we've never shut our doors. We actually shut one day for cleaning, for general cleaning, but we've been open every single day, 365 days out of the year. So the pandemic hit, people were home, people were wanting to experience different things besides your typical liquor stores. So we grew during the pandemic, but what actually happened after the pandemic, well, during the pandemic, is George Floyd. Yeah. And so with that, there was a real seeking out for like Black-owned wines and spirits, and why not come to the place that we started, this is how we started, so we became that staple in the community from day one.
Yeah, what are some of the lessons that you learned while starting and keeping your own business?
So I think a lot of the lessons that I've learned so far is just be as innovative as possible, lean on community as much as possible, because community has really, I think that's what's made us so amazing and what's made us so popular is the fact that we've had such a huge push from community to stay doing what we're doing. But I think definitely a lesson for us to learn is you have to be as innovative as possible. Right. Things are constantly changing. The world is constantly changing. And it's kind of like, move with the punches.
Move with the punches. You know, we invited you here for a lot of reasons, and being an entrepreneur is one of them, because I think a lot of folks watch our show and they say, you know what, I have a side hustle, I want to turn my side hustle into my passion, and I want to get paid for it.
Absolutely.
And I wonder if you could tell folks, because I have to think that part of your conventional wisdom was, what does the community need that it doesn't have? Opening up wine and spirits or a restaurant in New York City, Dios mío.
Yep.
I mean, that takes a lot of courage. So can you just pinpoint for us some of the things that helped you stay with it? Because you survived a lot of stuff.
So we survived a lot of stuff, but again, I think it was definitely community having to play a big part in it, and really seeking out and figuring out your niche, right? Our niche market was knowing that we wanted to supply something that was goodness for the community. And so with that, it kind of made us have to seek out these brands that just were not on your shelves in your typical liquor stores, right? But on top of that, it's really understanding community, getting feedback from community, staying on top of. There's nothing better than coming to a place that was created for you, and it was created for a community. So you walk in, it smells amazing. Our team is absolutely fabulous. You can come in there and feel welcome to say, I have no clue about wine, but let's figure it out together, you know? And that really, that says a lot. So I think for us, finding a space that is not typically done, but also doing it the right way.
Yeah, getting out of the stigma of a liquor store in those
Exactly.
kinds of neighborhoods. What you're looking at is, how did you get connected with the brands that you sell?
So I think a lot of it, I get asked this question all the time because we have brands that people have never heard of.
Yeah.
And so for me, in the beginning, it was literally searching, being on Instagram, typing in searches online. I leaned on distribution because you have to get product from distribution, so I can't get product directly sent to me.
And I just want to interject because you were committed to finding black vintners, black vineyards.
Absolutely.
And I have to believe it was this
It
much.
was this
teeny
much.
tiny.
Yep,
right.
not even scratching the surface. And so that was a challenge for a lot of distributors because I was just like, you gotta find me stuff. You have to, this is my goal. I wanted to make sure that our shelves represented, you know, people that walked into the stores, but also too, people that are not typically gonna drink something. They're gonna come in here and drink all of these wines. And then by the way, this was made by an amazing black woman. By the way, this was made by a woman, you know, which was typically not done. So for me, the brands, to connect to the brands, it was hard in the beginning because I had to reach out to brands, DM, cold call. But then now I'm happy to say brands actually reach out to us because, you know, we've made an impact on the industry.
We should cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Please.
Cheers to that.
Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
And we're drinking Issa Rae's new Prosecco Via Ray.
Excuse us.
Yes. So this was sold out, now it's back in stock. So,
And you see this, aren't you happy you come and you
know, I love this
co-host?
it's a good morning show. It's a good morning show.
Toast to sunshine.
Toast to you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.